Okay, team. In this tutorial, we're gonna talk about how to set up the profiles or the volume profiles in uh, TradingView platform and all the different elements as we are discussing in the intermediate course. Um, some of the key elements that we need to pay attention to. As you can see here, this is TradingView. This is the instrument, time frame. We have here indicators. So very important to remember these three places because this is where we're basically going to be using to identify the indicators that we need to add and the information that we need to use to modify the parameters of each indicator to get the output that we want. So this here is a new chart. And in here, we're going to save this new chart as volume profiles. And this is a new chart here, volume profiles. So you can see I get all the different elements by default. And it pulls up one instrument in which we are going to change. Um, for this particular example, we're going to be using the Dow futures, which is the YM, and we're going to be working on the indicators. So this indicator here on the bottom is a volume indicator, which is time based indicator. So we are going to eliminate that particular indicator because we don't necessarily need it right now. So we're gonna go ahead and delete that, and so we don't need that. So the first thing that we need to do is to identify the fix uh, volume profile, which is basically we're going to tell the indicator what time frame to pull from and what to look for. So here in the indicator tab, we're going to click technicals, profiles, and we are going to be looking for a fixed range volume profile. So that's the indicator that we need. Fixed range volume profile. Okay, didn't add it, so let's try it again. Not sure why it's not adding it. Technical difficulties. Give me 1 second. Let me delete that. All right, let's try the session volume profile. In the session volume profile, it is exactly what it says. It's a session, and as we talked about, we have different sessions in the market, which I'm not going to discuss specifically because we already talked about that in the beginner's course. Um, so we're going to basically identify what we have here. So once again, indicators, SVP, which is session volume profile. And then we're here, we're going to take a look at the parameters and see what sessions we want to plot. In this particular case, let's just do market only. So what it means is market only means the RTH hours of the U.S. session, which is 9:30 a.m. to 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The volume, we're going to focus on total volume. 70% of the volume will be determined to be the value area. I like to use ticks here, and tick size, let's put a 1. Um, and let's see what we get with that. Switch this to RTH only, and we should get the RTH profile from Friday. This is exactly what it looks like from Friday uh, at the opening bell. I'm gonna delete a couple of things here. You can see the time here. This is 9:30 a.m. and that's how our profile started. So the accumulation started here, and it just throughout the day moved here. The yellow line here is the POC of the profile, where the majority of the trading took place. You can double click in the profile, and you can also specify how wide you want the profile to be. This one is at 25% of this. So here we have the profile. Most of the volume was here. If you double click again, you can highlight the value area low, and it will extend these lines here for the POC. Make sure that you have them selected here. You can see how it extends the lines, value area high, value area low, POC. So this is a fixed range because basically we're looking at this particular range, and it just happened to be that TradingView has this by default. And even though it is a fixed range, the way that you're going to find it in here is by the session volume profile. Even though they have a fixed range here, I'm not sure what they have this one, but we can certainly take a look at it. Yeah, I don't want to spend a lot of time on that because what we need is the SVP, which is a session volume profile. So that's how you plot the volume profile, and it doesn't matter if you change the time frame. The volume profile will be the same. The POC was right here at 38,503. If you change it to 30 minutes, POC is at 38. Now, surprisingly enough, it changed a little bit. I seen this issue in the past with TradingView that it changes the POCs. When you change the volume profile, it shouldn't do that, but 500. But it's not a variation that it will create any significant issues, if you ask me. So it has to do with the way that each platform calculates the ticks and things like that. But anyways, focusing on what's important, POC here, value area low, value area high. Those are the components of this particular profile. I know in some areas we were talking about the key components of a volume profile. So I'll take the opportunity to highlight those in here, even though we have illustrations inside every lesson to highlight that. This is a high volume node. We have another high volume node here. We have a low volume node here. We have another high volume node up here. So every time you see the volume peaking out, so those are high volume nodes. Every time you see volume compressing, like here, here, low volume nodes. Area that the market didn't really trade a lot of contracts in there. All right, so that's what we have for now of the key components. That's how you add the I call it fix, but it's the session volume profile. If you double click, you can play with this a little bit. You can double click, and if you want it to plot in a different location, it will also do that. You can put it on the left here if it bothers you, on the right. So there's a lot of different configurations that you can apply in this particular scenario. You can see that. Yeah, this is really important, and we're gonna understand why as we move along with all the different concepts that we're going to explain. All right, I know the key component that is very important to me. We basically are hiding the profile now, so we're going back to indicators, technicals, profiles, and then we're going to select uh, this very important periodic volume profile. So let's add this profile here, and let's configure this one to what we want to see. So basically, what we're going to tell the system is to look for a cluster of candles and generate a profile. This is going to be very important for identifying the naked POCs in 30 minutes. So what we got to do here, we're going to go in this area, and you can see all the different options that you have here. So let's go to the input. So let's, for the purpose of this particular exercise, let's just switch to a 2-minute chart. So here we have a 2-minute chart for Friday's session. And then we're going to go back to the periodic volume profile. And then what we need here is to tell the system to look for 15 candles. 15 candles is equals to 30 minutes of trading. We want total volume. We want the value area to be 70%. We want ticks. And ticks, we're going to put a 1 in here. And very important in this particular configuration, we want to extend the POC. Let's change the color of the POC. Let's make it yellow. And also, let's make a dash. All right, so here we have the histogram, which is this histogram here. If you don't want to see the shadows, you can just change the opacity and the shadow completely disappears. If you want to see the shadow a little more, then you can do that. I like a little bit of shadow because what it does is automatically generates a shadow of a 30 minutes trading time, which for me is extremely important. And you'll learn how to understand, you know, the importance of the knowing the 30 minutes for one of the concepts that I spend a lot of time talking about, which is the one-time framing. And but we'll cover that in a different topic. But anyway, so the period that we're trying to identify each profile here is a 30-minute bar based on time. So the accumulation starts, generates a profile for 15 candles. 15 candles times 2 minutes. It basically generated a 30-minute profile. If you were to change to 5 minutes, you will also have to change the profile aggregation. So candles, it would be 6 for 5 minutes. And then you get the profile the way that it should be. 5 minutes, 6 candles equals 30 minutes. All right, but we're going to continue focusing on 2 minutes. So we need 15 bars. Two minutes. That will give us a 30-minute aggregation. So that is a time-based profile. Now let's talk about the flexible volume profile. So you go back to indicators, technicals, profile, and here is when it gets a little bit tricky because I see that I was trying to do a fixed range before, and it wouldn't let me do it, but I can see now that it allows me to basically select the range of what I want to plot a profile for. I can drag this, and this is a fixed range of a volume profile. The way that I normally do it, instead of selecting an indicator for sake of speed, I go here in my drawing tools, and this is, you're gonna see this in TradingView by default, and you'll be able to see this profile here. It's a fixed range volume profile. So if I want to know the profile from London close until the RTH close, so I would go to 11:30, which is here. Also very important, make sure you have the proper time here. So I'm UTC 5. So we go to 11:30. It should be right here. And then I want to know until closing how the profile looks like. So here I have a fixed range volume profile that is telling me the POC is 38,693, value area low at 38,622, and value area high at 38,821 in this particular platform. Like I said, some platforms are going to give you a different value, but it is important to understand that the concept still is the same. It doesn't matter what platform you're using. Okay, so here we have fixed range volume profile. I can just go ahead and delete that one. Here you have a time base volume profile, and here you have a volume profile that is called by TradingView. It's called a session volume profile, and like I said, you can add this indicator many times as you need. Just keep in mind that if you don't have a premium membership, you can only use 3 indicators per chart. If you have a pay membership, you're allowed to use up to 10 indicators per chart. So there you have it. This is basically the 3 different volume profiles that we are discussing in the course, and these are some of the elements that we're going to be discussing as we transition into more complex concepts, and also as we move into the strategy portion, which is the last portion of this intermediate course. All right, so thank you very much for your attention, and I'll see you in the next video.